All right, so hey everybody. Let's say you have nothing else to do on a monsoon-filled afternoon than to do some mobile application changes. So you're doing that and you execute the publish process and you kind of sit there and wait and you sort of wonder what's going on and when's it going to finish? Well, let me show you how you can take a look at that while it's going on. All right, so here we go. So let's start out with the technician application. This is a duplicate that I made for these purposes. And I'm logged in and I see a couple of work order records here. And I go to the right and I open up that work order record. And then I come over here to the actuals icon. And I notice that some of the titles, I want to change the title here. So I'm going to focus on this one called failure. So let's take a look at what we're going to do in the code to make that change. Alright, so I've got my Docker desktop running. The MAF tools are being provided to me locally here. And here's my application. I'm going to go ahead and open that. Let it settle down. And since I'm so smart, I know where this change is. So way down here on the bottom, I'm going to open up Pages. And then down here, there's a page called Reporting Work. Okay, it all makes sense now. And there's a particular panel that this is on. It's panel 34MK. And it'll actually render this a little bit here on the canvas. And that's a nice feature function there. And then if I go down into the particular label that is under here, right there, there is that word failure. And I'm going to change it to reporting. I want that to be in there a little more obvious. And then, of course, always document your code. Okay. All right. So when I re-render this application, I should see failure reporting. And lo and behold, there I do. Go. So come over here, click Save. And we're all set. Now, the publish process, this is where it gets interesting. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my Docker desktop over here into the middle. And if you open up the container, and particularly in the logs, you start to see, as you're making these changes, what's going on. But more importantly, for our purposes, when I click on Publish, what the publish process is going to look like. So I'm going to go ahead and get that started over here on the right. Click Publish. And I'm going to bring that desktop back. And you notice up here at the top, I am publishing this application. And I'm also seeing log entries here. And we'll just let that run. I'll fast forward it and I'll stop it at some important spots here. So see the percentages that are coming up. Now we're starting to see the percent of build. And here we are in the 40-ish percent complete. And in the 60s and 70s. Okay, starting to see some 90s now. Alrighty, there we are, 100% complete. It just flew right by. But now it's got a little bit of cleanup that it needs to do. Alright, so here we go. It's wrapping it up. Gives me a few statistics about how long things took. And there we are done. So you'll notice up here at the top it says that the TechMobile JQT has been published on this date. So publishing is complete. The application is now available to users. I will note about the performance here. I've got a lot going on this laptop since I'm recording, so your builds will go a lot faster than that. So let me slide the Docker desktop out of the way. Let me go back to the application list. And you'll see we're on 17. I'm going to go ahead and refresh this list. And you'll see here in just a moment that we have a brand new build. And there it is. Okay? All right, so let's go back to our application. Again, we got our two work orders. I come over here to the right and I click Expand, open up the work order. I click on Reporting Actual icon, and there it is. I changed the title in my application. So there you go. Pretty straightforward thing to do. Just open up your Docker desktop, open up that container, and that is running, and look at its logs, and you can see everything that's going on while you're publishing these applications. Hope that's helpful. We'll talk to you later.